Hey everybody, how's it going? Welcome to another episode of Finishing Blow. Hopefully you guys are having a good week so far. This week had a lot of interesting news, and the first thing I want to share with you guys is actually a trailer for Into the Badlands. Now this is actually shown at Comic-Con over the weekend, and I think Shane actually shared it on Saturday or Sunday he shared it. So it's actually been out for a little bit now, but it's really cool, and I'm really excited for it. Like, I usually don't get too excited about TV shows, but when you have Daniel Wu as one of the lead stars in it, and the action's going to be very solid, like you can tell that it's not like as high octane as say like a full-fledged feature, but it's still really good, especially for a TV series. I think it's going to be a solid show, and I'm really hoping that AMC continues forward with like a second season and that they make it a mainstay in their their lineup. I think it will be really interesting to see that. It will give me incentive to turn on the TV once every so often. But yeah, I think it's really cool, and it seems to be getting a lot of good positive reception as well. So if you guys have seen the trailer, let me know what you think about it. If you think it's going to be a good show, or if you're going to wait and see what the reviews are going to be, or if you think it's just not going to be good at all because it's a Hollywood based show, or American TV show, I should say. I don't know if it's actually filmed in Hollywood, but you know what I mean. If it's filmed in the States, are they going to be able to do the action right? Who knows, but it looks like it's on the right track for now. Okay, next up, we also had some stills as well as a synopsis for Undisputed IV. I'm going to take 2 different days of story here and combine them together because I feel like it's going to be kind of arbitrary to cover the same story twice. But we have some official stills that Scott Adkins has posted for his character Yuri Boyka, and it looks amazing. Like, it looks like he is back in top form. It's really cool, and what's also very cool is the fact that they've released a synopsis for this movie. Now, it's not your typical storyline. It does look like he's still going to be going through like the underground fighting circuit, which is really interesting because, as you guys know, in Undisputed 3, he was released from prison, and that was what the whole thing was about, was prison fighting and going to these different tournaments and things like that. So they're bringing that back in. It's going to be a little bit more of like a soul searching or almost like spiritual journey for Boyka. I don't know. I think it's going to be very promising. I'm really curious to see how much of like fan input affected the story itself, because years and years ago, they were actually asking the fan base like, hey, what kind of story would you like? What would you want to see? I don't know how much of that actually trickled into the actual story that's been created, but it would be really cool if you see like a shout out to certain individuals or people who, you know, help shape that story. That would be really awesome. But for what it looks like right now, Undisputed 4 is definitely on the right track to success. Okay, next up, this is another story that's kind of on the rumor mill right now. I don't know. I've seen kind of contradicting articles about this, but it appears as though Tony Jaa and Jason Statham will be teaming up for a film called High Value Target. Now, I don't know if this is like an official thing because I've heard that they're doing rewrites on this movie, and it's also been rewritten so much that it's not even the same film as what High Value Target is. But from what I can tell, I haven't seen anything like confirming or denying it, so I'm just going to go with the fact that they will be working together. That poster obviously says that they're going to be working together and that it's going to be happening. Now, they could be doing 2 other films or 3 other films or who knows how many other films, but High Value Target, the only thing that's making people a little bit worried about this is that it seems to have that like lost footage style synopsis to it. So some people are worried that it's going to be like shaky cam. I really hope they don't waste shaky cam on individuals like Jason Statham and Tony Jaa, because that's exactly what happened with War. Like Jason Statham and Jet Li, that should have been a perfect movie, and it was just ruined by the way that it was shot and edited, and I could not believe that they did that. So hopefully that doesn't happen, but I'll let you guys know if I learn more about this project or any other upcoming projects in the future for those 2 as well. Okay, lastly, for the new side of things, we also had information that Jackie Chan's The Foreigner film, which you guys may remember from a couple weeks back, may have a director. Right now, they're in the talks with director Martin Campbell, who directed the Casino Royale film. So it is going to be a previous Bond director working with Jackie Chan. Again, it's not set in stone. They're in the negotiation process right now. But the idea of it, the concept of it seems really interesting. To think about putting somebody like that caliber with Jackie Chan and directing him in a new, unique way, I think is really interesting. So I don't know too much about what's going to happen. Like, apparently Campbell was there during the development process and helped them create the film, but nobody even knows if the film title is going to follow the book that it's based on. So it's still very, very up in the air, but there's still so much stuff that Jackie's going to be working on that I'm not really that worried about it right now. I just thought it was interesting if these two do happen to team up. It would make a really, really cool end product, and I think it would be something that everybody could enjoy, be something different, something fresh, especially from both sides of the spectrum. So I'm going to be excited for that, but you guys know I'm a huge Jackie Chan fan, so why wouldn't I be excited about that? But let me know what you guys think. Do you think that it would be possible for a director like Martin Campbell to work with Jackie Chan and create like a different gritty film, or do you think it's just going to end up being watered down and neither of them are really going to be in their groove when it happens? I don't know. Let me know in the comments what you guys think, and I'm always looking forward to that. Okay, and lastly, I did a review for the film Underdog Kids. Now, this is a movie that I've been kind of curious about, especially because Philip Ree is directing it, starring in it, and he wrote it, but it is a family movie, and I think a lot of people forget that when they're looking at this. They're thinking about Philip Ree from like The Best of the Best, and they're thinking it's going to be like this throwback movie, and they end up being like disappointed by it. But what do you expect? It's a family film, so there's a certain mindset you have to have for this movie if you're going to watch it and enjoy it for what it is. I still think I'm kind of a big kid at heart. Like, I still get a kick out of kids movies for some weird reason. And so I gave you my honest to goodness review about Underdog Kids. If you guys aren't really that into like the cheesy, like, I don't know, everything turns out, you know what I'm talking about, like those kids movies, then, you know, if you're against that, then I don't think you're really going to be the target audience for this. But if you want to give it a shot, read my review and see what I thought about it. I try to give it the most honest review possible without trying to go too far one way or the other on the spectrum. But anyways, that is actually all I have for this week. So short and sweet week, but there's plenty of cool stuff coming down the pipeline as well. I'm really excited about all this like new news that's coming out lately. I don't have to cover like the same movie over and over again. Obviously I did with Undisputed IV, but like every time you turn around, there's like a new announcement or a new revelation about something that's coming out. So it's been a pretty good set of weeks. So I'm really excited to see what the next week has in store for us. And I hope you guys have an awesome, awesome weekend. But thank you guys so much for watching. This is K Miller, and this week has been finished.